Welcome to How to Cook That. I'm Ann Reardon, and this week we're making chocolate decorations, including chocolate cigarellos. This week's Notification Squad shout out goes to Supercharger, Namer, Rainey, Jessica, Byron and Ruby. For your chance at a shout out, make sure you have your notifications switched on by clicking the bell and write done in the comments for me. Let's start with these tiny chocolate feathers. Take a knife, dip it in some chocolate, and then put the tip onto some acetate and then flatten the knife down, lift it straight up and pull back, letting that chocolate drip down to make the quill part of the feather. So start at the tip of the knife, flatten it down, lift it straight up and pull back to let that chocolate drip down. These are good if you need bulk decorations for cupcakes or individual desserts because they're really quick and really easy to make. Once they're set, take a hot knife and indent it on each side just a couple of times to give that feather look. Now, if you're after bigger feathers or more detailed feathers, watch the chocolate feather video and I'll link you to that one at the end. Moving on to the chocolate tubes, take a rectangle of acetate and then fold some baking paper in half and cut out a rectangle out of that. Open it up and place it down so that one of the edges of your rectangle lines up with the edge of the acetate. So the others should have the acetate underneath it, but one needs to be right on the edge. Take your chocolate and pipe it back and forth diagonally across your rectangle, making sure that you go right into the corners, and then swap and go back and forth the other way. Now, it's important when you're making chocolate decorations that you use real chocolate. Just check your ingredients and make sure it has cocoa butter in it, not vegetable oil. If it's got the cocoa butter in it, then it needs to be tempered to make it set at room temperature, so you can't just melt it and use it. If you don't know how to temper, I'll link you to the chocolate playlist at the end, and there's a video in there called Chocolate Secrets, and that shows you how to temper chocolate at home. Lift the baking paper off so that you're left with just the chocolate on the acetate, and then roll that up carefully, just edging and sliding that in until the edge bumps into the other chocolate so that you've got the full circle there. Roll that all the way up and secure it in place. You can use a cookie cutter to do that, or some sticky tape, or even a peg on each end of your acetate. And then once that is set, just remove the cookie cutter and gently unroll your acetate, taking it off the chocolate. And there you have a chocolate tube that you can put on top of desserts, or you could put dessert inside it. At number 3, we have chocolate swirlies. I like these ones. Place some masala or other wine in the freezer for about 4 hours. Then pipe swirls of chocolate into the cold liquid. Now, because of the alcohol in the wine, it will not freeze at 0 degrees, which means we can pipe chocolate into it and it will set immediately into these 3D swirly shapes. If you don't want to use alcohol, then sugar also lowers the freezing point of water, so you can make a 40% sugar syrup and use that instead. I'll put the directions on how to make that on the recipe post, which is on howtocookthat.net, and there's a link to that below. You can make these chocolate swirlies small or big, or just play around with them, just pipe it in. They're great fun. They look good on top of cupcakes. They also look good piled on top of a big cake, or just taking one of them and using it to garnish a dessert for a different modern type look. Next, we have chocolate leaves. Take a leaf from the garden and wash it and dry it really well. Spread some chocolate onto the back of the leaf, not the front. You want to do it on the back, making sure you cover the whole thing. If you have too much down the bottom there, just wipe it on the paper to let the excess just sort of come off. You don't want it to wrap around the front of the leaf. You only want it on the back, and then leave that to set. Then you simply peel the leaf off the chocolate and you end up with a detailed chocolate leaf with all those veins and all the pattern of the leaf in your chocolate. Now to the harder one. Chocolate Cigarellos. I've had lots of people asking for a tutorial on this and I couldn't understand why, because there are lots of videos showing chefs making them and they don't look that hard when they do it. But then I tried it and had heaps of problems. At first I ended up with a whole bowl of failures and only one lovely looking cigarello. So I did a bit more research and lots more practice and finally figured out here's what you need to know. Number one, you need a cold piece of bench top. It needs to be in the fridge for at least a couple of hours to cool down. And number two, this is the one that kept tripping me up, do not temper your chocolate. This is where I was going wrong. For this one, you cannot temper it or you won't be able to roll it. Spread your white chocolate out using a pastry comb to give you that stripy look in your chocolate. And then as it's starting to set, add your milk chocolate over the top. And don't temper that one either, neither of them can be tempered. Spread it out using an offset spatula to get it nice and thin, and so that chocolate fills in all of the gaps. Then neaten up your edges, and then all you need to do is push with the scraper. If they're a little bit thick, too thick to roll by themselves like mine are, just give them a little helping hand and roll them up. Not tempering the chocolate makes all the difference. Now they can be rolled up. Finally, success, we have chocolate cigarellos. Put all your requests in the comments below. Click here for more chocolate videos and here for my latest video. Make it a great week and I'll see you on Friday.